LV here, and it's time for another installment of
Did they do you dirty or not?
Did They Do You Dirty or Not? So, a nice supporter of my channel sent 5 of his cards that he felt were undergraded, and he wanted my opinion. So let's go ahead. I'll look at each one in the overhead camera, and I'll give my best opinion whether I think they got the grade right or they got it wrong or they did you dirty. All right, let's just get started. 5 cards here. Some Kobe, Anthony Edwards, some Jordan, Wyatt Langford, and some CJ Stroud. All right, we'll start with the Ant. All right, first card up, we have the Anthony Edwards Optic. Let's look at the centering first. Centering looks great. Top to bottom is there. Left to right, slightly thinner on the left than the right, but still within Gem 10 range. Looks 55-45 to me. Corners look nice and sharp. I'm not seeing any issues there. And when you get a lower grade on an ultra modern card, I almost promise you the flaw is on the surface. So let's just let's dig into the surface. So I can already see it. Do you guys see it? So these little loop-de-loop things here. I think there's more here too. But this is the main problem. That is the issue. That's a factory printing defect. I don't even think that's a wipe down situation with the microfiber. So yeah, that's where it comes from, and that's a pretty noticeable printing defect, especially for a grader. So that is already at a 7 or 8 in my opinion. The back looks good. I'm not seeing any issues with the back. It's well centered, and the corners are nice. The edges are clean. The white is nice and bright. So that is the culprit, the flaw, right there. And I do not think they did you dirty. Because if I was grading this card, I would grade it a 7 or an 8. 8 on a happy day. All right. There you go. They didn't do you dirty. Next up, we got the Kobe UD3 96. This is rookie year. So I got an 8, so not a severe undergrade here. But let's see if we can find the issue. Centering is off a little bit top to bottom. A little bit thinner on the top than the bottom. And the corners aren't crisp. I see a little touches, but nothing major. I honestly think, yeah. And the surface actually looks pretty good. See that? It's a cool image of Kobe. Yeah, and the edges are nice and clean. So the front's looking pretty good. It's looking like a 9 to me. I don't like this corner on the, yeah, do you see that? Top left, there's a ding right there. It bends in on the back. That's enough for an 8, unfortunately. Yeah, the other corners look pretty good. The hologram looks good. This is just the kind of embossed. You won't go grader down for that, don't worry. Grader knows, it's right there. It's from that. All the cards have that. Other than that, everything looks good. Everything checks out. So I think that is the issue right there. And it is enough to give you an 8, unfortunately. Doesn't even go to the front. No, yeah, a little bit. See that? A little bit to the front. So yeah, 8's accurate. I actually would grade this an 8 as well. Sorry to give you that news so far. So yeah, they didn't do you dirty on this one either. All right, next up, we got an MJ. This one got a 6. So pretty severe on this one. Let's go ahead and look at the centering. We'll just kind of look at the logo. Upper deck gap right here looks pretty good. Centering is not the issue. It looks within mint 9 gem range. I'm looking at the corners right now, and I see a little minor touch top left. Top right looks good. And the bottoms actually look pretty clean too. It's a pretty clean card. I don't see that many issues so far. I see a little surface dimple right here. If by his right kind of forearm. Do you see that? Is that enough for a 6? Heck no. I think you're still in almost mint 9 range right now. Worst case 8 range, but I think the problem must be on the back. Let's figure this out. So back corners actually look solid. Look at that. Not much white showing on these darker reds. And that one looks good too. So what did I say? The problem has to be on the surface. Most likely. And I see it. Do you guys see it? Right up here. There's an indent, a line indent going down about 1/2 inch to 1 inch right there. Yeah, see that reflecting off? That's the problem. Is that enough for a 6? Yeah, with PSA, yes. Especially grading an MJ when they grade the GOAT tougher. So, unfortunate there. Everyone just look at the surface. That's usually where the flaws are. If I were grading this, I would probably give it a 7. But I can see PSA giving a 6. I can see a 6 or 7. So I don't think they did dirty on this card either. All right. Next up, actually have a ultra modern Wyatt Langford. Got an 8. So this is probably common for a lot of people grading ultra modern to get that 8. They're just not quite sure. So centering is there, left to right. You can see these gaps right here look pretty good, and then top to bottom, this gap with that gap. So the centering is not the issue. It looks like a Gem 10 range centering, and the surface. This is all just from the case. Don't worry, it's not on the card. I don't see much wrong with the front. I really don't. The edges look good. Like I said, the centering's there. Maybe a little thinner on the left and the right if you look at this gap. But, man, the surface looks pretty good too. So I think the issue should be on the back. Let's go and look. Back centering's nice. Corners look good. I'm looking at the surface because, like I said, it's usually on the surface, and I see it. Do you guys see it? Right here, you got 2 indents. Most likely fingernail indents. I hate fingernail indents on the back. It's terrible, but they happen a lot. That is the issue. And is that enough for an 8? Yes, definitely. Even if I was grading this, I would give it an 8. So unfortunate there. The back, other than that, looks pretty good. But yeah, that's the issue. That is why it got an 8. So PSA did not do you dirty on this one either. All right, let's move on to the final card. All right, next up we have a CJ Stroud. Cool looking card. 94 Pacific Blue kind of throwback design. Rookie year 2023. Got an 8, so not too bad. Let's go ahead and look at... I see a big scuff here, but that's actually... I was angling it so I could see if it's on the card or not. And it's on the case. Okay. So... corners look nice and sharp. Clean card. The surface actually looks pretty good. Not seeing much, and the edges look good. I'm slightly worried about the centering. It looks, like I said about the logo, this gap is pretty thick compared to this. It's pretty thin on this left, so I'm thinking it's off left to right. Yeah, and then his name looks okay. I'm looking at these gaps right here. It looks a little thinner on the left. And then top to bottom, maybe a little thin on the bottom too. So far, I'd say the centering, maybe. Let's flip to the back. See if we see any back indents or anything weird. No, I'm not seeing much wrong. It's on the case. And the corners all look good, nice and sharp. So, honestly, it's not a gem, because I think because of that centering. The centering looks 60-40 to me. I would give this a 9. I think this is a solid 9 copy. They give it an 8, so 1 grade lower. Did they do you dirty? I mean, very, very slightly on this card. Not going to make too much of a price difference between an 8 and a 9, really, on this particular card. So I'm thinking it's the centering, and maybe that even snuck lower than the 60-40 mint 9 tolerance, you know? Maybe that's 62-38. So either way, I think the grader probably should have given you a 9, but they give an 8. So slight digi dirty on this one. And yeah, there you go. I hope everyone found this helpful. And I wish everyone good grades and fair grades. And my tip, look at the surface when pre-submission. Look it over at 3 separate times. Look at the surface front and back. Alrighty. Thanks, everybody.